This is the bizarre story of how one of Hitler's inner circle conducted a solo mission to try and single-handedly take Britain out of World War II. This is Rudolf Hess, and Hess was the Deputy Führer of Nazi Germany from 1933, when Hitler rose to power, right up until the events we're discussing today in 1941. Here they are as best buds in Munich in 1936. Now, by May 1941, Germany had been engaged in an 8-month bombing campaign of the UK, known as the Blitz. The Blitz caused huge damage and mass casualties. It's reported that over 60% of the homes in London were destroyed. Hess was sure that the British public was starting to turn against the idea of war. He thought that all they needed was someone to accept their surrender, so he graciously volunteered. Hess was a pilot who had been trained during World War I, so what he decided was he'd get in his plane, just pop over to Britain and accept their surrender. Hess's flight started in Augsburg in Bavaria, and he flew over 2,000 kilometres up towards Scotland, making a bit of a roundabout route so he could avoid those pesky air defences. When I first heard this story, I heard that Hess had parachuted into Scotland, marched up to the local police station and demanded to see Winston Churchill. Now, in reality, he was actually looking for the Duke of Hamilton, who he thought was sympathetic to his cause. However, as you could have guessed, his plan failed, he was promptly arrested and spent the rest of the war in jail. It remains a mystery to this day as to what Hess was actually thinking. Reportedly, the Nazi leadership had no idea of his plan and only knew after he'd set it in motion, and it was too late to stop him. Upon hearing the news, Hitler apparently flew into an uncontrollable rage. After his arrest, the German leadership tried to downplay his importance to the party and the German government, and they dismissed him as having mental health issues. German newspapers described him as deluded and deranged, and Hitler abolished the position of Deputy Führer. For more interesting stories like this, follow History Oddities.